How are you, Louie?
Hey, how you doing, Conan?
Good to see you.
Hey, Conan, how are you?
That's more like it.
Okay.
We need pep on this show. How are you? How was your Columbus Day? Was it fun?
Good. I went down to the village. They had a big festival. I like going to, things where there's a big outdoor area with lots of people. I just like stand. If you stand in a big crowd of people, you could just stand there and go, Jimmy! Billy! And nobody even looks at you, And I went, they had those games where you try to win the stuffed dog. You end up paying like $200 for like an $8. I won these 2 giant stuffed dogs, and I was by myself, So I'm walking around with these things. I felt stupid, except for when I was at the festival, I was like the hero of everybody around me, So I was going, Jesus, look at that guy. Those dogs are huge. He's the best. And I'm like, yes, look at my dog. And fear me. The clown with a balloon on his head was no match for me. But, but then when you get farther away from the festival, people start going, what's with the idiot with the giant dog? You lose your credibility.
You should have brought them on the show.
I would have.
I think the whole audience would have been impressed.
Well, I got in a big fight with the giant dogs. They have an attitude,
Yeah. That can happen.
Louie, we've known, how long have we known each other? About 4 years now or something, since you first started working on the show. You're an ambitious guy and everything. You are. You're a very talented guy, an ambitious guy. I want to know, Louie, seriously, just talk to me. What are your goals? What do you want out of life? Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what my plan is. Okay, this is what I want. This is my dream. I want to change my name first from Louie to Farty McCrablice. That's going to be my new name. All right. And then, once my name is Farty McCrablice, I'm going to go and cure, like, a really important disease. Because then everybody has to, like, say my name with joy, And Dan Rather will have to say, today, Farty McCrablice.
He may refuse to say it.
I don't know.
I don't think could be a more admirable goal than that, Louie.
That's all I want.
Have a little time to kill. Go up to somebody you don't know and just start a conversation.
Just any conversation?
Well, the fun way to do it, don't start the conversation in the beginning. Just start it in the middle. Try it. Just like walk up to a guy in a store and just go, yeah, well, how do you think I feel? Just knock on your neighbor's door when they open it, just go, so that's why he was being like that.
Well, wait, do you like talking to strangers? You enjoy that?
I do. It's weird in New York, though, because you never know who you're talking to, and you don't know what kind of person they are. Like, have you ever been talking to somebody, and it's a stranger, and it's just, you think you're having a conversation, and then you realize that you're talking to a guy who's just nuts? It's like, he's completely crazy, but you don't... I got on the subway once, and it took a long time, the subway to come, and me and this guy got on. And he's got like a suit and tie and a briefcase, and he looked all right. We're sitting there, and he goes, well, I thought the train would never come, And I was like, yeah. And he says, well, it's hot, it's brutal. And I was like, yeah, it's hot. And then he says, yeah, I didn't even shave today. And I didn't know what that meant. And I was like, yeah, it's hot. Yeah, I didn't shave. And then he says, you gonna tattle on me? And that's when I realized, oh, you're crazy. You're nuts. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was having a conversation with a guy. And he had a briefcase, like that means anything. It's probably filled with parts of his mother or something,
You need something to carry it in, Well, I would think, especially for you, you're a writer, you're a comedian, you would want to feed off the craziness here in New York. You would like that.
Well, it makes it hard to be just civil that everybody's nuts, because, like say you see somebody and you want to help them out on the street, you're afraid to help them because they'll think you're nuts. So you just go to hell with them, let them suffer. Because what happened to me, I was getting off on the subway. I was getting off the train.
You're on the subway a lot.
I spent a lot of time in there. Well, they closed the peep booths. I have nowhere else to go now. But I got off the train, and there was this old lady getting off in front of me, and she goes to the booth, the guy at the token booth, and she says, "Excuse me, how do I get to Canal Street?" I just happened to notice. And she asked him, and and the guy in the booth's like,
What?
So she kind of goes, that's pretty much the response that she got. So she goes in that direction, towards there.
Right.
And the thing is, I was going to Canal Street, so I knew the way. So I'm walking behind her, and like a couple of minutes later, she starts going the wrong way.
Right.
So I tapped her on the shoulder and I said, "Excuse me, Canal Street's that way." And she was like, "Whoa!" Like I scared the hell out of her. Because how do you know why I know where the hell she's going?
Right.
I'm just some guy who, hey, it's Canal Street, you know. So she's like clutching her purse and she's all weirded out. And I was like, no, I heard you ask the guy, please, just Canal Street's that way. You shouldn't go that way. And she's like, okay. So she starts going, and here's the thing. I have to go there too. But I can't like follow her now, you know, hey, let's go to Canal Street. You know, I can't like walk behind her.
Right.
So what I did, I just didn't go. I just changed my whole day. I should have just stabbed her. Yes! That's what you should have done. Get on with my errand. Oh, I had a dream last night. I had a, can I tell you about it?
Yeah, go ahead.
I had like, it was a gay dream. And I didn't know I was having a gay dream. It was, okay, here's what it was. I was at a cafe with a friend of mine, and in Italy, we're like in an outdoor cafe, and we're having like espresso or something, and these two Italian boys come up like on scooters, you know, and they go, they say, "Come swimming with us. We're going swimming. Come on." And it's a dream, so we're like, yeah, what the hell, we'll go swim with these kids, you know, why not? So I get on the back of the kid's scooter, you know, we go into the mountains, and we get to this beautiful lake, and they take their clothes off and they start swimming, and they go, "Come into the water, don't be afraid, it's beautiful, come and swim with us." So me and my friend are taking our clothes off, and I asked him, "Is this gay to swim with Italian boys?" And then my friend goes, "No."
Right.
I was like, "Yeah, you know, you're right." So I'm making out with one of them. And it hits me, of course this is gay. Yeah. What the hell was I thinking about? This is completely gay.
Yeah, that's gay.
That's gay.
Now, what kind of, do you have just showbiz friends, or do you have any friends outside showbiz, people you just hang out with?
I like to have a variety of friends, you know. People in showbiz are just one kind of person, but like I have this friend who tells stories a lot, and like have you ever had a friend who tells a story and it's really long and they don't know that you just don't care? Have you ever had a friend who's just a complete idiot? Have you ever had a friend where you just look at them and go, "What? I hate you. I hate you."
Yeah.
Well, my friend will tell me this, he's telling me this long story, and I tune out, because I don't care.
Right.
It's not interesting. I'm not listening.
Right.
And so he's telling a story about his mother, right? And then he stops, he changes to a new story about his cat. But I don't know, because I'm not listening to anything that he's saying. So I still think he's talking about his mother. And then I start tuning back in, because he sounds like he's going to stop. And he's saying stuff like, "Anyway, so she took a big crap on the floor this afternoon." And I don't want to seem like I'm listening. I'm like, "Oh, yeah, well, my mother craps all over the place."
You're a good friend.
Yeah, I'm a nice guy.
I was trying to go, but people are too afraid of Harlem, you know? Like everybody, when you move to New York, they say, "Oh, you can't go to Harlem, because as soon as you get there, they kill you." Like, it's just the way. As soon as you arrive, they stab you in the face. You just get murdered, which is stupid. I've been to Harlem, and people there, they have a lot of stuff to do. You know, they're busy. They're not just standing around waiting for lost white people to kill all day. Like they're just right outside the subway entrance going, "Come on! Come on!" There's always excuses for racism, you know? Like, I met this guy from the South, and he was really racist, and I asked his friend, "Why is he like that?" And his friend goes, "Oh, well, he was born on a farm." What kind of farm was that, you know? Maybe the animals were racist, you know? Just walking around, the animals are like, "Jews! Jews! Black! Black! Jews! Black!" Jews. Well, that is a racist.
That's terrible. That's awful.
Actually, it's not really racist to just say blacks and Jews, I guess. Just to say.
Just to say it.
Yeah, although it wouldn't be really cool to like stand on the subway platform and just go, blacks and Jews! Blacks and Jews! I'm not being racist. I'm saying blacks and Jews! Blacks and Jews, blacks and Jews! Blacks and Jews! Blacks and Jews! It's okay! Blacks and Jews!
And Slap on Airspin, you do some impressions. Is that right? Now, we gotta get on some impressions.
All right, here's one. This is my impression of a guy with really bad eyesight. All right, just a guy with really bad eyesight. Is that a pig? Oh, no, it's a glass of water. Blacks and Jews!
We had some trouble getting a hold of you.
I called somebody from your office called me, and then I called back, but I didn't. I dialed wrong. And have you ever gotten a wrong number, and the person that you get can't believe that someone could get a wrong number? Like, they're just blown away. They don't take it. I got some old lady. I called her, like, hi, some guy, Mike. I was like, hi, is Mike there? And she's like, what? Who is this? What do you want from me? She freaked out, you know, like, her phone rings every 40 years, and it was me this time. And so I kept redialing her all day and going, put Mike on her, I'll kill you. You're gonna, I'm going to come get you. Me and Mike, you're going to murder you. No. I used to always like when the phone rang anytime, but now it rings like 20 times a day, and it's solicitors and stuff. And I got that call today where hold calls you. Have you ever gotten a call and, hello, this is an important call. Please hold on. And I'm in my house. I'm on hold. I didn't call anybody. Anyway, it was my mother because she works for MCI and she's trying to get me to switch. And no, you know who calls me every day though? AT&T calls me every day, and they're like, "Hi, this is AT&T. Would you like to have AT&T?" And I'm like, that's the whole thing. Would you like to have it? It's AT&T. And I'm like, that's what I have. I have it. That's what we're talking on right now. Well, do you want some more? They never give up, too, because I tell them every time, I'm like, I have. No, but it's good, though. You should. I know, I have it. I'm happy with it. But couldn't you still get it? Still? It's like calling me and going, hi, would you like to be a guy on the phone? I am a guy on the phone. That's what I...
Are you, I don't know if you are, but are you worried about this Y2K thing? Are you worried about the year 2000?
Not really. Some people, I heard a new angle on it that some people are like, I'm not going to have to pay my bills. Woo! Y2K, going to clean it out. Woo! I ain't paying nothing. Woo! Woo! They're going to forget who I am. And I don't buy that because I think there'll be this new rule like, okay, we all know that you all owe people money, so just all poor people just have to give rich people money. Just give it. It's like $100 a week. Just give some rich people.
That's the system they're going to come up with.
Yeah.
This is a very cynical, almost political view from you. Are you leaning that way? Are you going to become one of those political comedians?
Not really. No, I don't really care about anything. But,
Good.
Yeah. Well, I think people are too quick to... People love to tear stuff down just because it's fun to get angry, you know? Like, you hear people, like, agreeing on the most insane... People, like, oh, yeah... I hear people say, like, yeah, doctors suck, man. Who needs doc... And everybody around them goes, like, yeah. Yeah, doctors can kiss my ass. What are you talking about? Doctors are good. Yeah, the post office. The hell with the post office, man. When people are like, yeah. Yeah, the post office sucks. It's like that, you know that old 60s song that, you know, sign, everywhere, sign. Remember that song?
Yeah,
the guy got really mad at signs.
Right.
You know, it's like, the whole song, he's like, breaking up the scenery, breaking my mind.
Right.
You know, it's like, oh, okay, well, no more signs then. No more stop signs. Take them down. Who needs those, you know?
They're breaking my mind.
Yeah, they're messing me up, you know? Who needs those stop signs, you know? And at the end of the song, he's like, so I made my own little sign, and it said I'm doing fine. Well, see, he's a hypocrite. You know? The whole song's about signs are awful, and then he's like, right. He makes it go. I hate that guy.
That guy's a bad guy.
He's awful. And then even, I hate to go on about a 30-year-old song for 10 minutes, but then there's a part in the middle where he goes, I saw a sign said, long-haired freaky people need not apply.
Right.
And first of all, no, you didn't. You didn't see the sign. You're a liar. He's trying to get people mad about something that he made up.
Never a sign. Yeah.
And it's not fair.
But I bet you, in your theory, I bet it's right. I bet people have heard that song and like, get into it.
Yeah, signs. Get out of here. People just love to just agree, you know.
Yeah.
It's like when people use old sayings that we've all decided are true, and we don't even know how they connect to what you're talking about. And you just do half of them now. It's like, yeah, I went in Rome. Yeah, bird in the hand, and everybody's like, yeah, bird in the hand. Well, nobody knows the back. I do my own second half now, and people agree if you say it with enough. Like, yeah, bird in the hand is like a man in the sand. Like, yeah, no, that's true. I'm not gonna go back there next time. Or whatever, like, yeah, when in Rome, you gotta grab the hand of a badger's dad. Like, yeah, man.
Breaking my mind.
True, breaking my mind.
You just got married?
Yes,
This is a nice thing. This is a happy thing.
Yeah.
You just got married. This is great.
I did, yeah.
I mean, how long you think this is? You're in this for the long haul. I mean, how long you think this will last?
A couple of weeks, you know. That's
right
good,
for
isn't
now.
it?
Yeah. And you've got some good news. You just got a new dog. We were talking about it before the show. This is nice.
Yes, I did. I got a dog, and she's a puppy. She's great. And the thing is, it really changes your perspective on life, having a dog. Like, you never thought that you would be happy to see a big pile of poo, you know, until it's 5 in the morning and you're walking her and you're, come on. And then finally, and you're like, yes, poo! Poo! Ah, I love poo!
Why do you rub it on you?
That's just, I'm celebrating. Yes, poo. You're supposed to pick it up.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I know, because I would think it'd be hard for you to be up walking the dog early, because you're not a morning person.
No, I hate the morning. I hate it. I like breakfast, though. I like to eat breakfast. I have eggs every morning, and I always have my eggs a different style. You know, like today I had eggs Chicago style. Do you know how?
No, I don't know what that is.
Eggs Chicago style is where you're eating your eggs, and while you're eating them, you go, Chicago, yeah, woo! Chicago, Chi-town, woo!
Uh-huh. Really?
Sometimes I have my eggs St. Louis style, too. St. Louis style. Do you like eggs St. Louis style?
Yeah.
Yes, that's where you fry the egg, and then you eat it, and then you go get on the bus and masturbate till they kick you off. You like that kind, right?
Those people that were applauding ain't applauding now.
No?
That's when they were like, yes, we're coming. What? You got them. You've been on the road? You've been traveling around?
Yes, I was in some town, doesn't matter. And I was I was in a small town walking around. I like to just go see not tourist attractions, but just where people live, you know. And I went by a high school, and there was a game going on, a football game. And so I went down to the game, and it's not like a Giants game. There's no security. You just walk right down onto the field. And there was a pile of uniforms, and I thought, I had this fantasy of like putting a uniform on and just mix with the team, you know, and just stand there going, yeah, come on, let's get in there! You know, and they'll be like, that kid's weird. What's with that bald fat kid? How do you get on the team, you know?
Why is he covered in poo?
Yeah. Just run out on the field, woo, you know.
Well, did you ever play football?
Well, I played in high school for a little while. We were a terrible team that we were the worst. We didn't even have a good football nickname, like the Tigers or the Bears or something. We were called the Chocolate Santas. Just depressing.
Yeah, it is depressing, yeah. Now, you keep up on the news? You're one of those comedians that likes to keep up on what's going on in the newspapers?
Yeah, once in a while I'll see a little story that surprises me.
Right.
As the other day I was reading about there's people in Kansas City. In Maine, they're passing some sort of gay rights law. So people from Kansas City are traveling there in buses to protest it. Which always amazes me when people are angry that someone's gay in another area that they don't know. People they'll never, oh, there's a gay guy somewhere. Oh, you know, they just get... And they organize and they march. Stop being gay in that town I'll never go to. You know, they just get... Like, I don't know how it stops them from their... I picture guys mowing his lawn and then he's like, oh, I can't do it! Somewhere there's gay guys. I can't cut the grass. That's hard for them.
Yeah.
What kind of people were giving you advice early on, showbiz advice?
Oh, I remember back when I started doing stand-up, there was a guy, his name was Neil Shea, this guy who was like an old showbiz guy, you know? And he's the kind of old guy who, he's the kind of person, you know, people that if you tell him good news, he's happy for you, but he sounds like he's in pain also. I'll be him, right? And you'll tell me some good news, and I'll show you how he would, okay. Hey, Conan, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm doing real good.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. My sister just had a baby.
Oh, that's wonderful. Oh! He was like that. Anyway, so that guy he like kind of, all the young comics liked this guy, and he used to give us advice. And he had this thing he used to say, you gotta remember the 45 P's of success. Yeah, usually it's like the 3 S's or something. Right. The 45 P's. He was like, the poise, personality, perfection, point at things you want, put yourself in better places, pretend that you're successful, paint a picture of nice things,
The last 30 were just that noise. Oh, sounds like a good advice though. All of it.
Yeah,
point at things you want.
Best advice I ever got. My father used to try to give me advice when I was a little kid, but when I was a child, he wasn't very good at talking to kids. My dad. Like I got beat up in school once, and I told my dad about it, and I asked for advice, and he made me memorize this speech to say in school. I was in 3rd grade, and I'm standing in the schoolyard, and I'm like, gentlemen, I appeal to your better nature. Treat me as your equal, not as your plaything. You know.
How did that work out?
My ass.
And I was walking out there, and I saw a beautiful woman, very attractive from behind. You know, I saw her walking ahead of me. So what do? You have to, yes, anything to see the front. Right. You have to. It's a weird, you'll like knock people over. Just, guys do this. Yeah. I'm married. I have no intention of meeting her. I got to see the front. You know, you have to. It's horrible. It's some instinct where you used to knock them over or whatever it was. I don't know why, but you know, so I kind of ran into traffic and ahead of her, and it was my father. It was really embarrassing. But, you know, turns out it's my dad. I hate it when that happens. He's got long hair and he's got a nice ass, and I just sometimes. I hear your dad has a killer ass. He does. He does. Now, you watch. He works it. He works that ass. Now you're a good man, and I mean this in the sense that he is. This is a guy. You don't know this about Louis, but Louis, this is true. You're very socially aware. You volunteer your time, you support different causes, isn't that true? Well, I care about certain things, like animals. You know, I think you shouldn't bother or yell at them or anything like that. You know? Is that the bumper sticker on your car? Don't yell at animals? Don't yell. Just kind of, you know. No, I don't do much about it, but my friend was buying some tuna once, and I asked him, you know, are you getting the kind that is dolphin safe? It doesn't hurt. And he's one of these guys who's just contrary, just, you know, to be like, so what? Who gives a crap? Who cares? Screw that. Screw the dolphin. Screw the dolphin. For no reason. Yeah. Just say, so what? Screw that. You know, just anything you're saying. Right. And so I said, well, but it's cool to kill dolphins, you know? And he said, well, what about the tuna? What about the tuna? Why isn't it cool to kill the tuna? And I said, that's stupid, you know, because everybody knows that all tuna are assholes. I mean, everybody knows. They're arrogant, they're racist. They're racist? They are. I didn't know that. Very selfish. I'll eat a dolphin and I'll eat a tuna.
How is married life? You liking it?
Yeah, I do. I like it a lot. We get along well. The big things after a while are just all good, and it's the little things that get a little on your nerves, though. You know, like my wife likes to correct the way I pronounce words a lot. And I find that really annoying, because I just think that if I said it so that you knew to correct how I pronounced it, I said it well enough.
Because you at least understand the word,
you knew
I'm not asking for a surgical tool. You know, it's not a...
Right.
Just round it off.
Right.
I feel like.
Right.
And it's always something picky, too. You know, like instead of saying pianist, I'll say like cha-cha-cha-cha or something like that, you know?
What's her problem?
Yeah, she gets all British on me. You know?
But other than that, things are good?
Yeah. Other than that one thing.
Right. You're happy with your life. You're getting along with the world around you.
Well, mostly. I feel like people judge me a lot, though. Like living in New York, when I'm on the subway, I feel like people are judging me all the time.
Really?
Yeah, they are.
You really think so?
Yeah, you are right now too.
Kind of, yeah. Now I'm thinking, what's he talking about?
That's right.
He's crazy. He's insane.
Well, let me give you an example. Like if you're on a subway, right, and you stand up and you just yell out to all the people there, I like when women pee on me. Everybody gives you dirty looks. They go like, ugh.
Right.
Right?
Right.
But here's the thing. If you're on the same train and you stand up and you yell, I don't like when women pee on me, they still give you dirty looks. You can't win.
Yeah. What? I hate that.
Yeah, it's not fair.
No, it's wrong.
It is wrong.
Now, you have a website.
It is.
It's wrong. But they know that now.
Yeah.
You have a website,
Thanks. Yeah.
Louis C.K.'s Bad Jokes.
That's right. Well, it's called louisck.com, and there's a lot of things on it. One of them is that I've started to write bad jokes because I've been making a living writing good jokes and telling them for a long time, and I thought, what if I go the other way and write them as bad as possible?
Okay.
So if you go on my website, louisck.com, you can hear. I'm going to read a couple to you.
Because you think there are people out there that just want to hear the worst jokes.
Yeah, they do, and people hate them. I get hate mail.
Right.
These are horrible jokes.
Right, right.
You know, you suck. I hate you.
Right.
But since I put them on the site, I got a spike. I get so many hits. It's unbelievable.
This is great.
Because people want it. They go, ah! And then they read them. Oh, another one. Ah, I hate that one, too.
Right.
And they just really love it.
You're really onto something.
Yeah.
Can we hear it?
Okay, so here's a couple. Okay. Why can't a soldier look wistfully across the ocean?
Why can't a soldier look wistfully across the ocean?
Because there's no gays in the military. Yeah. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, eat that. Yeah. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you call a lesbian who drives in a Ford Windstar full of penises?
I have no idea. What do you call that lesbian?
A Dick Van Dyke. Oh no, that's no good. That's no good. No, you like that one. That's no good.
Yeah. People, and you know what? People desperately wanted to hate that one.
I know.
But it had such quality that no.
Well, and here, okay, so this one, they're going to hate this. Okay. And this one's just, this isn't even like a grown, this is just like, oh my God, that's bad.
Yeah, yeah.
All right?
I'm glad you're saying this ahead of time.
Okay. What do you call a dog that doesn't lick his balls?
What do you call a dog that doesn't
lick his balls?
Yeah.
A dogsn't. See? Yeah! Yes! It's so awful that they just go, oh no, that's just bad.
You know, they can't see it at home, but a lot of people just filed out and left.
That's right, they're all gone.
We're just adding crowd noise now in editing that we got off an old F Troop.
But Dick Van Dyke. Dick Van Dyke was good.
Yeah, that was excellent.
Okay.
And I'm curious, I know that you talk about your child. How old is your child?
She's 2.5.
And she's talking.
Oh, yeah.
I have a 9.5-month-old,
That's
not
great.
saying anything yet.
No.
Or we're not listening.
Try to keep it that way.
Yeah, right. So if your child's speaking, I'm guessing in some ways it's got to be a little harder, right?
Oh, yeah, well, because she doesn't talk like normal people, you know?
Right.
Well, like the other day, she wanted to say, excuse me. She says, accuse me. Like, that's not even close to meaning the same thing. Like, I'm a psychic. Like, I know with that. Accuse you of what? That you can't talk? Yes.
Right.
No, she's full of it, because, like, seriously, you don't deal with this every day. Her favorite song is the alphabet song, right? But she doesn't call it the alphabet song. She calls it A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Like, she says the whole thing and thinks that's the title of the song.
Right.
Like, she'll say, Papa, I want to sing a song. What song do you want to sing? I want to sing A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, V, W, X, Y, and Z. I'm like, well, don't bother now. Because you ruined it for everybody.
Wow. You have the gentle touch. I think that's
Yeah, well, I
important.
love her, blah, 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 but, you know, come on.
Because I'm an idiot. I'm the
Right.
most useless, and I forget stuff. Like, one time I had her in the stroller, and I take her to the car. We're in a parking lot, and it's hot, so I go get the AC going. I come back, and I realize this tailpipe is right in her face, and she's like, I'm like, oh, my God! I almost destroyed the child. How could I tell my wife that that's how I killed our kid? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, sorry, you know, like, I'd have to throw her into traffic. My baby, or something like that. I couldn't go home and face that.
Yeah, that's the right thing to do, yeah.
I think so. That would be the right call.
Do you have a lot of friends who are married with kids? Do you have people that you can talk to?
And so I have a lot of people that I associate that have kids who I hate, but I don't have friends that don't have kids anymore because I don't relate to them. You know, they have a lot of time on their hands. Those people,
Right?
And I get IMs, little text messages from a friend of mine who has no kids, and like he wrote me, he said, "I'm on a plane and we haven't taken off yet." That's the IM. That's it.
Right. Right.
So I wrote back, "I hope your plane crashes."
Man.
And he gets upset and he calls me and he says, "Take it back. You have to take it back." I'm like, "Why? I hope it actually crashes, so why would I take it back?" And he says, "Well, how are you going to feel if the plane crashes now that you said that?" I'm like, "Are you kidding? That would be amazing to know I can do that." The power. Best day of my life.
I say things and they happen.
Yeah, happily trade your life for that power.
Yeah.
But no, it doesn't work anymore with other people once you have kids. And also, it's lopsided. Like, what you expect from children and what you expect from adults is totally different. You expect a ridiculous amount of politeness from your poor kid that you never... Like, I could be at a bar with my friend, and he'll say, "Hey, you fat, bald douchebag, buy me a drink." And I will buy him an expensive drink.
Right. That's just the way you talk to each other, yeah.
Yeah, but I'll be in the kitchen with my daughter, and she says, "Papa, I want water." And I go, "And how do we ask for water? Do we say please when we ask?" She's like, "Hey, I'll die of thirst if you don't get it. I can't reach the glasses, you idiot. Get me the water." It's not fair.
Now, do you think you're a good parent? Being objectively.
No, I'm awful. Because you don't turn into this great person when you're a parent. You just become, you're a jerk who has a huge responsibility now. And I lie to my daughter, like, shockingly. She's 4, and I've lied to her.
What kind of lies?
Well,
what are you
like the other day, I was eating these chocolates. Somebody sent my wife these chocolates, and I'm not allowed to ever have them. But they're just getting moldy. She won't eat them.
Right.
So I'm eating them.
Right.
So I'm in the pantry, and I'm just, I'm not even enjoying them. I'm just going, screw her, I can eat these, Like, I'm not, it's totally self-defeating moment.
Sure, yeah.
But I'm eating the chocolates, and my daughter catches me. And she says, "What are you eating?" And I said, "These are black tomatoes." So now she thinks there's a thing called black tomatoes.
Right.
That's who I'm raising. I lie to her constantly. Like, every time we're walking down the street and she's telling me a story, I'm lying that I'm listening to any of it. First of all, her stories suck. They're not interesting.
There's not a linear progression.
No, there's, But also, I would listen if she had any notion of, like, traveling of sound. Like, we're walking on 8th Avenue, and she's talking like this, and I would have to put my ear on her face to hear her in the middle of traffic. So I just go, "Wow, yeah, wow." And I just keep saying that, and she keeps her going.
Right. She's satisfied.
Because she has no problem. See, I can't do that with my wife. Because if I'm talking to my wife, she says something and I go, "Wow." She's like, that doesn't match what I said. You're not listening!
Wow. I was actually listening. What? I do that during celebrity interviews sometimes.
Sure.
Wow.
Sure.
What kind of parents did you have? Because they always say that can have can be important.
My parents worked very hard. They both worked, and they didn't pay much attention to what they were doing, I don't think, because like, they sent me to camp when I was in 3rd grade. And this is a true story. They sent me to camp. They didn't think much about the camp. They just picked one out of the phone book. This is true.
They looked up a camp quickly in the phone book, didn't look into it, and just sent you there.
That's an absolute true story. Camp for retarded kids. True story. I'm not lying.
Seriously?
I'm not lying.
Oh my God.
I went to camp for retarded kids because my parents were very
thorough in the research. They were not. They didn't. Yeah. Vet the situation.
And I'll never forget the moment I arrived there and I look around and I go, "Oh my God, I'm retarded."
No one told you.
How would I be the only kid who's not? And I guess I figured that's how they tell you. They just send you, and you show up and you go, "Oh, I'm retarded." Oh well, here we go. Get this.
Oh my God.
I was with one really hot woman once, and she got very drunk and slept with me. And the next morning, I remember her looking down at me, and she was so horrified. And she just looked at me like, ugh, like I feel like she had felt like she had raped herself with me somehow. And I saw her.
Oh God!
I saw her questioning everything that led up to being with me.
Yeah.
I realized, like, I am somebody's rock bottom moment. Like, I am the moment in someone's life where they looked at me and went, "Okay, I gotta stop all of this crap. I gotta reconcile with my dad. I gotta go back to school."
No more crystal meth.
Yeah.
Yeah. That stops now.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about something cheerful then. How was your Father's Day? Father's Day must have been?
Well, yeah, I got to spend it with my kids, which,
Yeah.
you know, Yahoo.
You're such a sentimental
Well, it's
sap.
not, you know, it's like, hey, I'm your employee of the month. Go mop up. You know, it's what I have to do. I have to be with my kids. Oh, shut up. None of you have kids. I can see it by looking at you. Here's the thing. Parents never get to say that it's hard. You don't get to say that.
Right.
And it's the hardest thing in the world. Anything else that's hard, you get to say, this sucks.
Right.
But when you're a parent, first of all, it's impossible. You make huge mistakes constantly. Like, oops, irreversible damage there. Move on. You know, just huge mistakes. You don't get to sleep anymore. You don't have sex anymore. You eat standing up and fast. The entire nation depends on our success as parents.
Yeah.
And you don't even get to say it sucks. You have to say stuff like, I couldn't even imagine my life without my children. I can totally imagine my life. Wait, that's actually all I ever do is imagine my life.
Really?
And it's not a big fantasy. I'm not in the World Series of Poker. I'm just sitting in a chair, jerking off and eating chocolate. That's really it. That's all.
Lord. Okay. Well, listen, yes, you bring up a good point. Parenting is definitely very hard work. I have 2 kids, and I know that it's very hard work.
Well, like, if you get sick, nobody cares. You can't call in sick to having kids.
Right.
As a matter of fact, if you get sick, your spouse hates you for being sick because it's just making their life harder. And I'm the same way. Like, my wife, one time, she's like, I have diarrhea. I had diarrhea all night. I'm staying in bed. And I'm like, let me see it. I want to see the diarrhea. Show me at least a cup of diarrhea if you want to stay in bed. There's no way I'm taking it on faith and spending all day with the kids by myself. I'm just not. And she's the same way. Like, I had a stomach flu. It was really, I was so sick, just deathly sick. And well, you know, my stomach hurt a lot.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, get out of bed. Let's go. You know, you stayed up all night. It's your fault. Let's go. And I have to amp up how sick I think I am to get in there. I'm like, I'm really sick. I might have internal bleeding right now. And so she says, well, go to the hospital if it's that bad.
Sure.
And I did.
You did?
True story.
You did?
I went to a hospital.
Just to try and
I went into the emergency room and I said, I got a stomach ache. My wife doesn't care. And they admitted me. Because at the emergency room, they don't go like, get out of here, you pussy. They whatever you have, you can go in a hospital and say, like, I just feel icky. I just feel weird.
And they have to.
Put a bracelet on you and fill out a thing. And
right.
Whatever. And so this doctor, this wonderful doctor, she gave me morphine in my arm. She gave me a drip of morphine.
Really?
And which, you know, was great. And then she sent me home with opiate suppositories, which is a huge dilemma to me.
Okay.
Because I like opium. Who doesn't? It's perfect. It's the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
But I have a huge problem with voluntarily putting things in my own ass. I just can't do it.
So
it's a battle of wills
Yeah,
here.
and I'm in the bathroom with my pants in my ankle, and I'm like sweating and shaking, and I'm that little tiny thing. I'm like talking to myself, just do it, just come on. I don't want to do it. Finally, I cram it in there, and I think that was probably the greatest moment of my entire life.
Really?
Yes, because it's pure opiate pleasure that begins at your anus. And it just explodes. Just this warmth that starts at the ground zero that is your ass. And you just go, oh, God, that is good. More things in my ass, please. Okay, then. So that's what it's like having kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the polite thing to do, because when people ask you where you're from, they don't really want to know.
Yeah.
They just, because you were standing there looking needy, and they had to say something to your face. So where are you from?
Yeah.
But I hate when people try to explain where they're from. You know, they're like, well, technically, just make a noise. Just exhale. Nobody. I don't even listen when people, I'm like, where are you from? I'm done. You could have said Hitler's vagina. I don't care. It's not, like, I'll just go, okay, what parts? I don't care. But
Hitler's vagina.
Yeah. It's like, sounds like a name for a hairpin turn on some roads. He lost his Chevy on Hitler's vagina. But anyway, I met a guy recently in Boston. I said, where are you from? And he goes, well, I was born in East Medford, but then we moved to North Medford. I'm like, I hope you die in South Medford, you idiot. Why would you think that people want to know about your family's migrations within the town
Of Medford.
Like, what? Was your dad in the army? Is that why you moved around Medford so much? What was it like when you first saw snow in North Medford? Did you have to change money, you fat idiot? He's fat, too. I hate this guy. When you I knew him for 10 seconds, and I just carry hatred for him.
Even after all this time.
All this, like, I'm in the shower, just, Medford idiot. I'm like scrubbing my ass. Like, my ass is raw because I hate this guy so much. I'm like, Medford, just say Medford!
Let's talk about happier things. How are your children? You have children?
Yeah. Ugh.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about that. Why? How are they?
Well, the little one is she's not nice.
How little is she?
She hasn't given me a fresh reason to love her in a long time. That's what
How old is she?
So I'm kind of just hanging on.
Yeah.
She's 3.
3, okay.
And, like, the other day I gave her a Fig Newton. She really likes Fig Newtons. So I get the box down from where I hide them, and I go, here, have a Fig Newton. And she goes, they're not Fig Newtons. They're Pig Newtons. And I'm like, no, they're Fig Newtons. And she goes, no! They're Pig Newtons. And here's the thing, okay? I know this is okay. Like, I'm aware that this is not a big deal.
Right.
But it's all day with that kind of crap. And you get sick of it. Because here's what bothers me, okay? It's not that she's wrong. She's 3. She's entitled to be wrong. But it's the arrogance of this kid who knows nothing, and she doesn't doubt herself for a second. She's not going like, I think those Pig Newtons aren't. She's going, no, they are Pig Newtons. I'm like, dude, I'm not even using my memory, okay? I'm reading the box that the thing came out of 11 seconds ago.
Right.
And you, like, what are even the odds that you're right and I'm wrong? What are the sheer odds? And by the way, take a bite of does it taste like a pork cookie, you idiot? It's got figs in it. Get a grip. Very nice. With a guy, and he had a briefcase, like that means anything. It's probably filled with parts of his mother or something,
You need something to carry it in, you know. Well, I would think, especially for you, you're a writer, you're a comedian, you would want to feed off the craziness here in New York. You would like that.
Well, it makes it hard to be just civil that everybody's nuts, because like say you see somebody and you want to help them out on the street, you're afraid to help them because they'll think you're nuts.
So you just go to hell with them, you know, let them suffer. Because what happened to me, I was getting off on the subway. I was getting off
You're
the
on the
train.
subway a lot.
I am. I spent a lot of time in there. Where they close the peep booths. I have nowhere else to go now. But I got off the train, and there was this old lady getting off in front of me, and she goes to the booth, the guy at the token booth, and she says, "Excuse me, how do I get to Canal Street?" I just happened to notice that she asked him, and you know, and the guy in the booth's like,
How are you, Louie?
Hey, how you doing, Conan?
Good to see you.
Hey, Conan, how are you?
That's more like it.
Okay.
We need pep on this show. How are you? How was your Columbus Day? Was it fun?
Good. I went down to the village. They had a big festival. I like going to, you know, things where there's a big outdoor area with lots of people. I just like stand. If you stand in a big crowd of people, you could just stand there and go, Jimmy! Billy! And nobody even looks at you, you know? And I went, they had those games where you try to win the stuffed dog. You know, you end up paying like $200 for like an $8. I won these 2 giant stuffed dogs, and I was by myself, you know? So I'm walking around with these big... I felt stupid, except for when I was at the festival, I was like the hero of everybody around me, you know? So I was going, Jesus, look at that guy! Those dogs are huge! He's the best! You know? And I'm like, yes, look at my dog! And
stranger, and it's just, you think you're having a conversation, and then you realize that you're talking to a guy who's just nuts. It's like he's completely crazy, but you don't... I got on the subway once, and it took a long time the subway to come, and me and this guy got on. And he's got like a suit and tie and a briefcase, and he looked all right. We're sitting there, and he goes, "Wow, I thought the train would never come," you know. And I was like, "Yeah." And he says, "Well, it's hot. It's brutal." And I was like, yeah, it's hot. And then he says, "Yeah, I didn't even shave today." And I didn't know what that meant. But I was like, yeah, it's hot. Yeah, I didn't shave. And then he says, "You gonna tattle on me?" And all of a sudden I realized, oh, you're crazy! You're nuts! Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was having a conversation.
Hear me! The clown with the balloon on his head was no match for me. You know? But, but then when you get farther away from the festival, people start going, what's with the idiot with his giant dog? You lose your credibility.
You should have brought them on the show.
I would have.
I think the whole audience would have been impressed.
Well, I got in a big fight with his giant dogs. They have an attitude, you know.
Yeah. That can happen.
You know, Louie, we've known, well, how long have we known each other? About 4 years now or something, since you first started working on the show. You know, you're an ambitious guy and everything. You are. You're a very talented guy, an ambitious guy. I want to know, Louie, seriously, just talk to me. What are your goals? What do you want out of life? Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what my plan is. Okay, this is what I want. This is my dream. I want to change my name first, from Louie to Farty McCrablice. That's going to be my new name. All right. And then, once my name is Farty McCrablice, I'm going to go and cure like a really important disease. Because then everybody has to like say my name with joy, you know? And Dan Rather will have to say, "Today, Farty McCrablice."
He may refuse to say it. I don't think could be a more admirable goal than that, Louie.
That's all I want.
Have a little time to kill. Go up to somebody you don't know and just start a conversation.
Just any conversation?
Well, the fun way to do it, don't start the conversation in the beginning. Just start it in the middle. Try it. Just like walk up to a guy in a store and just go, "Yeah, well, how do you think I feel?" You know, just knock on your neighbor's door, and when they open it, just go, "So that's why he was being like that."
Well, wait, do you like talking to strangers? You enjoy that?
I do. It's weird in New York, though, because you never know who you're talking to, and you don't know what kind of person they are. Like, have you ever been talking to somebody, and it's a